Sabadi M2, I hope you are doing well there at home. So this is what we will do for today. We will review the comparative and superlative grammar sections. Then we will do activities number 7, 8, 9 and 10. Now, before we get with the activities, let's review our grammar. The first thing we will talk about is comparatives. Now, comparative adjectives are used to compare the differences between the two objects that they modify. Larger, smaller, faster or higher. Now, comparatives do two objects together. They compare the differences between the two objects. For example, these two books, the blue book is bigger than the small book. The blue book is bigger than the green book, or the green book is smaller than the blue book. Now, the book is the noun. Yes, noun is the name for an object. Now, they are usually used in this pattern when we use them in a sentence. Noun plus verb plus comparative adjective plus than plus noun. Now, let's go over this and explain it one more time. You know what a noun or subject is. It is a name for a person, place and or thing. Then we have the verb, which is an action word. We discussed verbs in length in previous classes. Then we have our comparative adjective plus our then and then the last noun. So, for example, this sentence, Ling Ling is the noun. Is our verb. Taller is our comparative adjective. Then, which is over here, which you should not forget. Piano is our last noun. This is how we use comparatives in a sentence. Next, we will look at superlatives. Now, superlative adjectives are used to describe an object which is at the upper or lower limit of a quality. So, for example, the tallest, the smallest, the fastest, or the highest. They are used in sentences where a subject is compared to a group of objects. For example, 3 or more. We use this pattern for superlatives. Our sentence will look like this. Noun plus the verb plus the superlative adjective plus the last noun or object. For example, Tonka is the fastest in class. Tonka is our noun again. Is will be our verb. The will be over here, which you should not forget again. Fastest is our superlative adjective. And in class is the noun or object we are talking about. Now, these are just an example of how we use superlatives and comparatives in a sentence. Now, you can look in your textbook on page 119, number 2, if you want to review by yourself, as there is a nice grammar box you can take a look at. Now we will start with our activity on page 121, and we will start with activity number 7. Look and say. Now I want you actually to write this, not say it, but to write it next to the words. So let's do the first one together. Let's read this one. Compare and say true sentences about 2 things to your partner. There's no partner at home, so we'll have to write it down in our books. As an example, computers are more expensive than televisions. Yes, we have 2 objects right there, computer and a television. So, which one is more expensive? Yes, computers or televisions. Next, we have a butterfly and an insect. Which one is more beautiful? Next, we have a snake and what looks to me like a cat. Which one is more dangerous? Next one, we have a book about English and a book on mathematics. Which one for you is more interesting? Then we have a chicken and looks like some pork. Which one for you is more delicious? Then we will move straight on to activity number 8, where we will complete the words with ER for the superlative, comparative, and EST, the superlative, and then give the answers. Now, let's look at the example that they have given us over here. How old is the youngest girl in your class? Now, I believe Tina is the youngest girl in your class, and she is actually 11 years old. However, in our book, it says, how old is the youngest girl in your class? She is 12 years old. Now, I will do number 1 with you, and you can finish the rest up to number 6. Let's go number 1. How old is the old? You see, now you can see the over here. Now you know, the means the superlative. So you just add EST, boy in your class, and he is 14 years old, because it is Tongka, right? Great. Now, when you are finished with number 6, we can go straight to number 9. Now, number 9 will be to complete, give the comparative and superlative of the following adjectives. Now, we had 2 classes on comparatives and superlatives, and we just reviewed them. So, this activity should be fairly simple. Like I said before, if you forgot or you are struggling, look at your grammar box at number 2 on page 119. Great. Now let's move on to number 10. We are going to read and complete the sentences with comparative adjectives. So this one is fairly simple. Use my formula that I sent to you, or that I showed you on comparative adjectives. I will put it on the screen one more time after the class, and you can use that formula. Next one, for number 11. Complete the sentences with the superlative adjectives. Yes. So this time you just write all the superlatives. Let me do one of each with you. He isn't very tall. You're taller than him. Taller than him. So do not forget your then after your superlative, comparative adjective. Now, she isn't very old. You're older than her. Now remember her because it is a she, it's a girl. So please make sure you write her, not him, or not she. Okay. Now for B, this house is very old. It is the oldest house in the town. Let's look at number 1 together. It was a very happy day. It was in the beginning, happiest, or the most happiest day of my life. Yes, most happiest day of my life. Great. Once you are finished with the activities, do not do number 11. Just stop at 10 and you have to do some homework. Yes, you have a little homework that you need to finish. You need to send a picture to your teacher, in other words, Teacher Tom, of activity 7, 8, 9 and 10, and he will send it back to me. Now, please stay safe, stay at home, have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.